Greetings, dear friends. Happy Monday. Here we are. We're checking in with my letting go guidance system for the first full week of 2020. In fact, this is our first letting go session for 2020. I hope you had a lovely weekend. It's snowing here, so it's looking very beautiful outside. So if you're here live, say hi. Or if you're watching the recording, let me know. I'd love to hear how what we're going to talk about today lands for you. If you've been following these, I like to just kind of check in energetically, check in. How are you doing? Are you feeling excited, engaged? Are you feeling like you're on track already? Have you been checking in with what's 2020 mean for you? Have you chosen a theme for this year? Or are you still just trying to work into the energies of what's going on for you? All that being said, hi Ashley, nice to see you here. So I hope you had a lovely weekend. And so we've got a lot of just different energy shifting. And later this week, I believe it's Friday. Friday, we've got a full moon coming. So we might start to find things shifting and changing, getting a wee bit more clarity as the week goes on. But of course, the other part too, and I don't know about you, but I've been noticing different types of dreams happening for me. Like it's almost like I'm working out, still working out, and letting go of things that I am choosing to leave behind as I really step forward into what I want to create and be a part of in 2020. So, how's that going for you? And as you're just reflecting on that, if you've got intentions or ideas of what you're wanting to create, and as you're doing this, just take a couple of deep breaths with me. Land fully into this moment. Nice deep breath. Don't get too caught up into this idea of intentions or goals that I'm sharing. And let's just see, with this letting go system, I think that we always have things that we can let go of that maybe we're not even having at our conscious awareness, that we can just choose to put down before it really takes over. Because it's almost like some of the things that we ruminate on or allow to take up space in our thinking process can sometimes block us from seeing what the path. Good morning, Ruthann. Nice to see you here. You Ashley's saying she's had vivid dreams too. Yeah, I've been having dreams where I almost feel like I'm completely in some alternate timeline. So being and then having to sort of process back into realizing, no, I'm actually right here. So there's been intriguing blending, I think, of different ideas, maybe different aspects of me. Who knows? So all that being said, that this is like what my intent with you is to help all of us peel back all the layers of things that are maybe blocking us seeing the path forward or us even really recognizing who we truly are at the core. So that's kind of the vibe that I'm feeling for us as, like I said, this first week of January 2020. What are we going to focus on letting go of is pain and sadness. And so see how that comes up. Hi, Sandy. Nice to see you here. Happy New Year to you also. So we're going to focus on letting go of pain and sadness. And Ashley's here saying that she's having vivid dreams too. And I wonder if anybody else is also. I think that in our dream state, we can actually process and let go things a lot quicker than if we need to sit and work out, by our own thinking process. I don't know that thinking process is always the best way to go anyway. So just see, does that resonate for you? Is there pain and sadness that's maybe creating a bit of a filter for you and blocking you seeing what's truly in front of you or seeing what truly is at your heart? What's your heart's desire? What's your calling? So see how that sits with you. That's kind of what came up for me when I looked at that idea, pain and sadness. And I'm going to read out to you from this book to see if this helps you sort of drop into this a little bit more. So it says, pain and sadness are two of the surest stepping stones to success. So don't let hard lessons harden your heart. When things go wrong, learn what you can do and then push the tragedies and mistakes aside. Remember, life's best lessons are often learned at the worst times and from the toughest mistakes. We must fail in order to grow. Or I said to grow, but actually it says to know. So, but we do need to do that to grow also. And hurt in order to grow. Good things often fall apart so better things can fall together in their place. Your pain and sadness can result in your feeling alone and unloved at times. This card has come up for us today to remind us that we're eternally loved. Whether or not you can feel it, you are dearly loved and appreciated by many on the earthly plane as well as on the angelic realms. So good for you, Sandy. Journaling is very important for feeling the wisdom of the dreams as well as getting the guidance for any kind of resistance that we're coming up with. And so that's kind of, see how that sort of sits with you on that whole idea of letting go of pain and sadness. And part of it, I'm actually listening to an audiobook right now all about surrender. And it's his name's Michael. He's the guy that wrote The Untethered Soul. And so I'm actually doing a course about living in surrender. And the idea of letting go of pain and sadness is a huge piece of surrender, because all too often pain can actually be sometimes a bit too sticky because we stuff it down, or we don't want to allow ourselves to just allow it, recognize it, acknowledge it, and let it go. So see if you can work on that. That's what our sort of homework is. And Sandy, to your point, that journaling will be a really good help with this too. That it's a nice way to let go, to visit, and then process and let things go. So as I'm saying that, I am shuffling my tarot cards because I like to pull us one tarot card. So this is going to give us a wee bit more insight into this idea of letting go of pain and sadness. And it's actually not surprising to see that it's the Five of Cups. So I love that. This bit, good for you. That sounds like an awesome deck, Sandy, the Untethered Soul deck. So here we have the Five of Cups, and this is actually one of the best depictions or symbolic pieces about the idea of letting go of pain and sadness, because what that card is basically telling us is that even when it feels like there is suffering or pain or that you've lost something, there's always something good there. That's the symbology of it, is to remember that even when you feel like it's also heavy, see if you can take a deep breath and breathe into where's the gift. Gift is always there. So keeping that in mind, that we're going to let go of pain and sadness, we're going to focus on experiencing by finding more joy, even in the simplest of places, I think can be achieved through this idea of just flowing, being in surrender of what is for you, for us, for all of us. And of course, the other part of all this too, I'm drawing 3 cards from Doreen Virtue's Angel deck here. But the other part in all of this, I think it makes it really powerful, is that when we do our work, when we focus on being in surrender and flowing with whatever emotions are flowing with whatever thinking processes come up for us, when we do it and own it, our process, we're doing it for the whole, for the collective. So this is the important part, is to remember you're responsible for you. I'm responsible for me. And when we really do that, we really make and shape the change and the success that we are intending to. And it's really awesome that I was kind of on that flow, because watch the cards that just came out. So the first one was retreat. So retreat to me is sometimes it's like sometimes when we've got lots of thinking going on, maybe we still are looking at what are my intentions, who am I, what do I want to achieve or create in 2020. But sometimes it's important to make sure that you're creating that balance with how much do you walk forward and how much do you sit and maybe do like Sandy's doing with journaling, or just sitting and reflecting on what is my dreams, what's the guidance, what are the pieces that come up for me, because that is going to help you focus. So this is about what I was saying about the my responsibility is me. And by really owning that and looking at what do I need to let go of and flowing with that, that allows me to focus on my flavor of love, my flavor of what I'm here to do. And that actually then ripples out and affects you and affects every you that's out there that's watching or feeling or hearing, or that's even just energetically tied into any of this. So focus on what matters, focus on taking ownership for who you truly are. And the ultimate piece is spiritual growth. So this is something that I've often said: everything we do, no matter what you want to label it as, mundane or everyday aspects, I really encourage you to take everything that you're doing as your spiritual act. And that's when we start to really flow and flow with our thinking processes, with our intentions, with our pain and sadness as part of a spiritual experience also. So I wish you an amazing week. This is really big. This is big stuff to start off this new month, this new year. I hope you have an amazing week ahead of you, and I look forward to checking in with you next week. Any questions or need some more insights or some support, if you need any kind of support on that whole idea of letting go of pain and sadness, put it in the comments below or message me. Much love to you. Thanks for watching.